Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is my plan to try to get about 2 videos out today, but I would like to get 2 videos out today, but I know that I will have this one out today, and hopefully if I don't get to the second one today, I'll be able to upload it tomorrow. I wanted to talk about, and I know a lot of people are like, okay, why is everybody keep talking about this? But what I'm noticing is that a lot of people are coming out and they're giving their thoughts, they're giving their opinions when it comes to the situation with Chris Rock and Will Smith. But these are my thoughts on that. For a situation like this to happen at all places, at the Oscars is just really crazy. And the reason I say that is because the Oscars, the environment and just the atmosphere is so classy and it's so prestigious. And we know that the Oscars is mostly or more predominantly aimed towards other races of people. And I just believe that when it comes to African Americans, that the percentage that African Americans make up when it comes to the Oscars is like a speckle. And what I've noticed is that other races of people are more honored or more seen or more viewed than African Americans when it comes to the show, when it comes to a show like the Oscars. And I believe that now the Oscars is trying to include more African Americans because a lot of actors and a lot of actresses have stepped up when it came to the Oscars, and they felt like they've been snubbed, and they felt like they wasn't appreciated, they wasn't looked upon, that they wasn't honored for the great work that African Americans do when it comes to movies, when it comes to films. So over the years, you have heard, and it has come from the African American community to boycott the Oscars because they're not really including African Americans. But now you're starting to see, slowly but surely, they're starting to kind of include African Americans, but to me it's still a very, very, very small percentage. It's already enough going on in our communities when it comes to black on black crime, and when it comes to black people rising up against black people, because you see most of that in our culture. You see most of that going on within our race of people. You really don't see too much of that happening in other races. It is happening, but I believe that it's more prevalent, and it seems like it's more talked about. When it comes to African Americans, it's not really so much talked about when things happen, when discord or when dysfunction happen amongst other races, but it seems like it's more talked about when it happens amongst the African American race of people. And for Chris Rock to be on that stage and he's going in on a black woman about her hair. So you have a black man going in on a black woman on her hair, and then you have a black man's husband who's also black walks up on stage and slaps another black man. And this is happening at the Oscars, when we know that there has been issues when it comes to the Oscars platform, when it comes to them including us, has an African American culture, has African American community, and has a race. And that actors and actresses are being passed up, as far as in the African American culture, has been not even recognized, not even honored, not even looked upon, but being passed up when it comes to the awesome and great, outstanding performances that they do in these movies and films. So it's just something like that to happen at the Oscars, where very, very, very little and few of us, when it comes to Hollywood, when it comes to, being a star, being a celebrity, that we're not even really recognized anyway. And for you see black on black like that at the Oscars, it was just really crazy. But my thing on this is that I believe that whatever Will Smith was going on with him, what was going on with inside of him, I believe that Chris Rock had nothing to do with that, but that he was already at a breaking point. He was already on edge, and it was just like when Chris Rock started going in on Jada and started saying those jokes about Jada's hair, because she does suffer from a condition, that it was like the straw that broke the camel's back, and that's when Will just went overboard, and that is when that breaking point have basically broken, and that's when he just went up there and slapped Chris Rock. And that's when he started talking about keep my wife's name out of your mouth, because now he was really up there, like he was really at that boiling point. And it was just like when whatever Chris Rock had said, it just basically just took him overboard, and he just snapped and he just went off. So I feel like that Chris Rock really did not have anything to do with what he was already going through or what he was already feeling within the inside of him. I did not watch the Oscars, but someone was talking about Will Smith, that his acceptance speech was very, very emotional, and I seen pictures of like his eyes were just like running down with tears, and a lot of people were saying that his acceptance speech had nothing to do with the movie that he won the award for. Like, he was all over the place, and he was talking about things that had nothing to do with his movie performance, or had nothing to do with the movie that he won the Oscar for, and that he was just crying and crying and very emotional. So I feel like he was already dealing with something within. He was already going through something within, and what Chris Rock said, it was just like, okay, I'm done. I'm ready to snap. I'm ready to go in on somebody. I'm ready to take care of business. So I know that both of them has issued out apologies, and I know that people were saying that this could have been handled at in a more professional manner, or a man to man. But when you've reached a boiling point, because it's just like when you're constantly blowing up a balloon and eventually it explodes, and when you're building up so much inside of you, and you're just walking around with all of this inside of you, and when you just snap, a lot of times it's like, man, that thing have taken over you, and that thing has basically completely taken you over edge. And when you're at that point, you really don't know what you're capable of. You don't know what you may do. You don't know what you'll do. You don't know what you'll say. And then it's like you think about it afterwards, like, man, this could have been handled in a better way. This could have been handled man to man. But when you're at that boiling point and you're already just mad and just full of rage, you just do whatever. And it's like you just snap, and you just go in on somebody, and you just really, it's a dangerous place. I know, because I've been there. It's actually just really, it's dangerous. It's really a dangerous situation, or a dangerous place to be, because you don't know what you'll do. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how you'll snap out. You don't know how you'll go off. And he just walked up there and just and just smacked, Chris Rock or whatever. But, a lot of people were saying things like this could have been handled in a better way. I think that Chris Rock, being on that stage at the Oscars, I do believe that he handled it very well, because other people were saying things like, people know who to try. You know what I'm saying? People know that they can get away doing certain things to certain people, and nothing is going to happen. But if he would have pulled that off on, on somebody else, then it probably could have went down on that Oscar stage. But as I got up this morning, I was just thinking about just at all places, because when it comes to a lot of these award shows, we know BET because that's Black um, Entertainment TV, and that channel is a channel that really uplifts and upholds, the African American culture and community. So, we have the BET Awards, we have the Hip Hop Awards, but besides those award shows, we have shows like the Grammys, that includes or that involves the African American culture. We have the American Music Awards, where we see a lot of different races of people come together on that stage to sing and to bring life to the music industry. And we know that even many people have stood up and said, well, they need to boycott the Grammys because they're not giving, credit where credit is due. They're not really giving awards to people or to singers or performers that really deserve that award. But when it comes to shows like the Oscars, I just feel like above, when it comes to other races of people, that the African American community and culture just make up a speckle, just make up a very, very, very slim percentage when it comes to granting those awards for actresses that do such great work in a lot of these movies and films, and to see that black on black at a show and platform that is very classy and very prestigious take place, because we're already seen in a negative light, in a negative way, and that it's already so much black on black crime going on out here that it's just really crazy. One thing that ASAP Rocky said, that it was very unfortunate for a black man to emasculate another black man. It's very unfortunate for for a black man to put down another black man, because I feel like a lot of us as African Americans are really, we already have it hard anyway. But then we rise up against each other, we rise up against one another, and we do not, like, many of us will support, we are more prone to support other races of people than our own race. We're more quick to support other races of people than we support our own. And that can be really sad, and we always over the years have talked about that we need to do better and be better as a community, as a culture, and as a race of people. But yet day to day, you see, crime, black on black crime, and everything that is going on in this world. And I just really believe that it doesn't matter now, honestly, in the world that we're living in now, that it doesn't matter what race you are, that you just have to choose to be, a better person. You have to choose to be the bigger person. Because I really, honestly, when we say things like, we need to come together as a culture, honestly, I just believe it's more individually. It's more individualized, that has an individual person, that you have to make a choice that you're going to change, and that you're going to be a better person, and that you're going to do better, and that you're going to choose to make a difference, so that's individually. But that we're always looked down just as, African Americans anyway, and how, it's like so many, we're brought down, and so many things are brought on us so hard, and a lot of other races are so hard on us and things of that, and sometimes it's just by the color of your skin. It's just the color of our skin, black and brown, that we're looked down upon, that we're looked on in a negative way, that a negative light is shined upon us all the time. And that's just my thoughts and my opinions when it comes to Will Smith, that the Oscars. He had no right, walking up there putting his hands on anybody. And I don't know if any, if it'll be a legal matter, legal issues. But I believe that Chris Rock has every right to press charges or file some kind of suit, because he was assaulted. This man walked up on stage and slapped him. You know what I'm saying? So if he really wanted to, he can pursue a legal matter, whatever. So that is just my take, and that is my thoughts. A lot of people were saying things like, well, he has every right to defend his wife, most definitely, because it looks like that, they were saying that at one time they were laughing at the fact that Chris Rock was saying that about Jada, and that she looked like G.I. Jane or whoever that she looked like, that people were saying that they were laughing. But then one scene or one video that I seen, that when he started making those jokes, that Jada didn't really see it as funny, and maybe Will Smith looked over at his wife and knew that. And to say that on the stage like an Oscars, in front of everyone there at the Oscars, in front of the whole world, can be very embarrassing and humiliating. The fact is that she suffers from a condition that causes her hair to fall out, that causes her to experience and suffer from hair loss, and for you to just make a joke of that. So I think two wrongs don't make a right. So Will Smith, he was defending his wife, but I felt like putting your hands on anybody and assaulting someone wasn't the wise thing or the best thing to do. But like I said, that when you've reached that boiling point and just one more thing is like that straw that breaks the camel's back, you're done. You're like, okay, I'm done. I'm ready to go off. I'm ready to snap. I'm ready to handle somebody, because he whatever was going on with him already, from the speech, the emotional speech and all of that. So, and how emotional that was. And yeah, so, if a person, or especially another man, is going in on another man's wife, has a husband, you say something, you defend, your wife, because you're like, if somebody coming for me, they're coming for you too, and they're coming for us, so yeah, you step up and you say something like, man, that wasn't cool, and my wife didn't really think that was funny, so you say something about that, you stand up for your wife, you defend your spouse. But to go around thinking that you can do that by putting your hands on somebody and assaulting them, and that's going to solve something, then that's completely wrong. So that's my take on it. A lot of memes, a lot of people are doing a lot of jokes, and I've seen a lot of memes and things of that. And Chris Rock's brother, I saw a video where I think he may have been doing a comedy show in Raleigh, North Carolina, and he was mad. Like, he started to show off, saying like, you don't slap my brother, and he was going off, he was snapping off, and he was like, he had to apologize that he came out on the stage like that. But he was like, just blown away by the whole situation, and he was just talking about, hey, that's my brother, so he was defending his brother and talking about, hey, you don't slap my brother, you know what I'm saying? So he was just standing in the gap for his family. So that is just my take on it, and these are my thoughts about the whole situation. I don't know how, after the fact, how if anything further is going to come of this. It's been a whole lot of things said, like Will Smith was asked to leave. A lot of people were saying that's not true, because and then they were saying he refused to leave when he was asked to leave. A show like the Oscars, like, if someone is asked to leave and you don't leave, like security, like, why wasn't security called to physically remove him if he refused to leave when he was told to? So, like, did that really happen? I was hearing things like they were gonna try to take his Oscar away. I don't know anything about that, but if Chris Rock really wanted to, like, pursue a legal matter on this, then he could, because, like, this man put his hands on him, So, um, I don't know. And these are just my thoughts, my take on it. Um, when you're at that point, when you're at that breaking point, when you're like that balloon that is about to explode, because I was just thinking to myself, like, I don't know if any of you, but I've had these days, I've I've waken up in the morning and been on the wrong side of the bed, like woke up angry, mad, upset, and I go to work and I'd be like, nobody better not say nothing to me today, because if they do, I'm gonna go off. Okay, so that's when there's something going on in you. Sometimes you're dealing with a lot, you're going through a lot, and it's like you don't have time to handle things appropriately when someone is coming at you in the wrong way, because you're already at a breaking point. You're already at a boiling point. So if somebody says one wrong thing to you, that you're just going to go off and you're just going to snap out. And that, I believe, that is what was going on with Will. That this whole thing really didn't have anything. It was more than what Chris Rock, I was going to say Chris Brown. It was more than what Chris Rock said. It was more of a deeper issue that Will was going through and experiencing within him, in his inner self, in his inner man. It was just that what Chris Rock said is what caused him to snap and say, okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm going to go off. I'm going to put my hands on him. I'm going to curse him out. And that's exactly what happened. Because I've been there. I've been in a rage. I've been up there where it's like, it's like, and it's not a good place to be, because you're in a place where you're not thinking about doing the right thing. You're not thinking about handling things appropriately. You're just ready to go off, and you're just ready to let somebody have it. You don't care who it is. As soon as one person do one wrong thing to you, you're just going to go off on them. But the real issue is so much deeper than that. It's so much deeper than what that person said to you. You know what I'm saying? It's so much deeper than what the next person did to you, because you were already dealing with this war going on within yourself. And it just took that next person to do the wrong thing. And it just took that next person to say the wrong thing. And that is what caused you to do what you did. Because also, too, this is what I want to say before I leave, or before I close out this video. What a person is dealing with, or what a person is experiencing on the inside of them, determines the outcome or the reaction a person gives. So if you got so much just going on inside of you, that determines an outcome, and that determines how you react to certain things. If you got so much already going on with inside of you, and you're already dealing with a whole lot, that determines the outcome of a situation, and it also determines how you react based on just what's going on with inside of you. It also takes, what matters too is a person's level of maturity, and also their level of emotional intelligence. You know what I'm saying? That will also cause a person, just based on if they just have a high level of just maturity and emotional intelligence, more than likely they're going to be able to handle situations in a different way and in a different manner. But a lot of things we go through are very like we have no control over that, and sometimes it just seems so unbearable, it's uncontrollable, and it just consumes you, and it just takes you over, and it causes you not to make the best choice, and it causes us to make an unwise decision. So I just wanted to get on here and just say that, and you take care of yourself, and until next time, be safe.